With a WWE legend potentially returning soon and more, this is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we move on, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Rambles with notifications on and don't forget to like the video. Touching on her decision to open a premium content paywall service after her release from WWE, Lacey Evans said on Road Trip After Hours with Teddy Long and Mac Davis, "It's something different that I would have never imagined that I would fall into because I've never felt more sexy in my life. I've never done anything like this for myself, and whenever I get to do videos and talk to the fans and take these photos, I feel beautiful, I feel amazing." And the fact that you could create a general wealth or income from the same photos. During that same interview, Lacey Evans said this about her WWE departure. "It wasn't a bit as much as I couldn't do it. It was a bit much as far as I don't think this was for me. I lasted 7 years in WWE. I invested and made a lot of money. I'm a business owner. I own investment properties. I really sunk a lot of good money into making sure I'm squared away. My priorities were my priorities in comparison to a lot of professional wrestlers are way different night and day. I think I was blessed to start that business venture with a full-blown awesome husband and relationship. I've already had a baby. I was a business owner making 6 figures before I even joined. I took a pay cut to be able to try and use the platform to make a difference for my community. It was a lot in that regard because my priorities and idea in life was not running on red carpets and sniffing people's asses for opportunities. I'm not cut out for that, unfortunately." In a post on X, Cody Rhodes, who appeared on NXT this week, seemingly confirmed another appearance on the brand for next week, writing, "Last Tuesday before the clock struck midnight, I made one final decision as guest NXT General Manager. Find out what that decision was this Tuesday on NXT, 8/10 Central on USA Network." Speaking of the American Nightmare, Kevin Sullivan on his Tuesday with the Taskmaster podcast said this about not wanting Cody Rhodes to defeat Roman Reigns. "That's something to think about, and I was against Cody beating Roman Reigns. I was very vocal about that because I think I told you, Paul, a few weeks ago, that was right after Sami didn't beat Roman. I thought Sami's people would have turned on Cody because he'd just come in, he didn't get over. He was Cody Rhodes and he got over, and it's because he had been there for years, left, made a huge name for himself, came back. I thought if he had won here, it would almost look like he was a corporate champion. I like that he didn't go over, and it's going to be interesting to see where they go with WrestleMania 40 with Cody if The Rock comes in for Roman." In his review of the Fastlane match between LA Knight, John Cena, Jimmy Uso, and Solo Sikoa, Jim Cornette commented on Paul Heyman's appearance, saying on his Experience podcast, "The announcers even started talking about it. Now it's all gray. What's left of it at least? The announcers started making fun of it. Well, Paul's hair has turned gray. What's going on here? He's aging in front of our eyes. Here's the thing, he's really aging. It's not a work. Now he looks like Alfred Hitchcock in his frenzy stage. I'm concerned for Paul's health. It looks like he's doing the reverse Benjamin Button thing. It's the picture of Paul Heyman instead of Dorian Gray. He's literally turning to dust in front of us." Taking to social media, AEW President Tony Khan posted this, writing, "This weekend marks 1 year since Mayo Clinic saved my mom's life. During her ordeal, many AEW talent came to me alleging WWE tampering, including them to break their contracts. I'll never forget these phone calls at her side in the hospital. It's when business became personal for me." He added, "Not that I should be surprised, but the same WWE avatar accounts that spam me every day, no matter what I say or what it's about, now turning their wrath to mom recovering from a near-death experience, is why I straight hate these people to the bottom of my heart with all my soul." It appears that the AEW World Champion will be involved in a movie. As the Wrestling Observer newsletter noted, MJF recently filmed a small role in the movie Floaters, which stars Seth Green, Steve Guttenberg, and Aya Cash. The movie was filmed at a Jewish summer camp in upstate New York. He plays a musician in the movie, and one person involved said, "Max was incredibly sweet in person." MJF also has a voice acting project coming out. Recalling the conversation she had with her husband Miro about supposedly getting into a fight with CM Punk, CJ Perry said on House of Wrestling, "There's so many parts of that story that's outrageous. Well, first thing is, I didn't know about this story until it was blowing up online. That's when Miro decided to tell me about it, and I was like, what is happening right now? I was like, why are you picking a fight with him? Why? I stay off Twitter a lot. I just really don't try to. In WWE, I would stir the pot a lot because I felt like that was my character, but that's not really my nature. I mean, maybe sometimes it's a lot of fun, but I was like, what are you doing? You know, like, why? Why are you doing that?" There's a part of me that knew I was debuting. I'm like, oh God, can we just lay low, please? Can we just lay low? You're gonna be picking at the showrunner? Are you insane? So I was getting hot. Then the next thing I hear is Miro was pissed that CM Punk went to the dirt sheets and said he was joking. I'm like, were you joking? He's like, yeah. So then for 5 hours or until that time, he was selling the whole story to me like it was real. Selling it to me like it was all real. I'm like, so wait, you're telling me it was a joke? He tells me the story of how CM Punk is like, "Do you have a problem with me?" He's like, "Yeah." And CM Punk goes, "You want to fight?" Miro goes, "Here or in the ring?" I'm like, "You're telling me that was a joke?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me right now." He's like, "Oh, I forgot you take everything literal, CJ." I'm like, oh my God, I'm done. I'm literally done. So he finds it really funny that I believe everything. For an update on the brand status of a WWE star, Ringside News said BWE noted behind their private X account that the trade happens tonight. This is likely regarding the impending trade for Jey Uso that they referenced weeks ago and never brought up again. Jey Uso actually quit WWE, SmackDown, and the Bloodline in one move. Then Cody Rhodes brought him back as a member of the Raw roster. It was stated at the time that a Raw superstar will need to be traded to SmackDown to make up for the lost superstar, even though Jey Uso was actually removed from the entire WWE active roster page prior to his return. PW Insider added, "We have heard that Kevin Owens was expected to be at tonight's SmackDown taping and that he will soon be announced as having been traded to the SmackDown brand." When it comes to plans for Carlito on SmackDown after making his return to WWE, Ringside News wrote that BWE noted behind their private X account that Street Profits and Bobby Lashley get to chew on some apples this week on SmackDown. That is an apparent reference to Carlito. Speaking of SmackDown, it seems a debut is set for the show, as it was revealed that former NWA World Champion Nick Aldis will make his official WWE TV debut tonight, PWInsider.com has learned. Aldis will be portraying an authority figure for the SmackDown brand going forward, which means he's likely signed with the company. It is possible this is the Triple H announcement tonight, but we have not confirmed that. Aldis has been working of late as a producer for WWE. Going over the latest news on former AEW star CM Punk, PW Insider noted that, "I just wanted to let you all know that I saw CM Punk and Ace Steel while I was at work at Universal Studios early today, so he's in Orlando." While many thought this could lead to Punk appearing at the WWE Performance Center, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful added that Punk has a Cage Fury Fighting Championship show that he's set to do commentary on tonight in Tampa. Steel was also seen with him. Steel now lives in Florida, and at one point before his firing was in talks to open a training facility with AEW there. With Randy Orton having been out of action since last year following back fusion surgery, an update was provided by Sean Ross Sapp, who wrote, regarding Randy Orton, Fightful Select reported he was at the WWE Performance Center recently. He and WWE were targeting by Survivor Series for a return. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.